Welcome to Band on the Run, Session 2. Hopefully the final session of this lovely Starfinder short here on RPG MP3. I'm Hal, hello. I run the website. Visit us at Discord and all of those other places. We're just talking about the visit to Dollywood that's being planned by the majority of my players.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I didn't get to go.
You're coming too.
Okay.
We're going in October.
Oh, it's funny. Where is Dollywood?
I think it's in
Eastern
North Carolina.
Tennessee or North. I think it's in North Carolina or Tennessee.
Probably.
Hooray!
That would make more sense.
Look at that wonderful subscriber
get
subscribing.
Yeah,
down.
that's Tennessee.
Got a
Near
pig.
Gatlinburg.
Uh-huh. That's a place that I have heard of.
I have been to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which is near there. It was very cool. Anyways.
All right. Sorry, I'm trying to pop up the control thingy on my computer so I can see what's going on. There we go. Beautiful. You look very pretty. Twitch looks like it's working. Monster looks like she has power. Always these kind of things.
Apparently, all I had to do was whine about it on Facebook.
Well, that's all ERCOT are looking for. They're only turning off people who aren't whining.
That's all Facebook is good for.
Whining on, that's probably true.
Mm-hmm.
Leah keeps adding pictures. She's been on site today and she's super excited.
Is that NASA?
Yeah, she's super happy. She's just all like super excited by the whole concept of being on site. So we have guests staying with us, and I think they wore her down a little in the day. She's got an oral board exam on Monday, and she's terrified and needs to work and get that complicated space station nonsense in her brain. And I think it's been a challenge. So
How's the move for your parents going?
Good. They sign their house sale on the 25th.
Ooh.
They have signed the new house on the 28th. So
Ooh.
They're going to be here for a little minute. So that'll be fine, because moving their shit out of my house to their house isn't going to be a problem. Because literally I could chuck a rock at it. I can't see it out of this room because this room has no windows. But most other rooms I can see their house, which is kind of nice. Cool. So my garage is full of their stuff, and there's various boxes of it lying around in other rooms, but can't quibble.
As a Brit, are you going to celebrate Father's Day? Is that just an American thing?
No, we do celebrate Father's Day. No, we celebrate Father's Day on the same day. Our Mother's Day is on a different day, so I had to force my mum to pick one, otherwise she was going to get two. And that just seemed greedy, because she didn't give birth to me twice.
That you know of.
I mean, that I know of. That's true. I mean, that would be
You came out, she shoved you back in, and then...
Just, let's do that again, Doctor!
That was the most
Said
fun part.
No woman ever. Shit.
So true.
That's pretty horrifying. So I don't know how much of this is left, honestly. Everyone's expecting spaceship combat, and you're going to be so disappointed.
Yeah, it's good. It's good that we don't have to do it.
Negotiations.
Well, I mean, as I say, there's a whole book about like spaceships and spaceship combat, and this is like an intro adventure for a con. So they took the sensible route, let's just say.
Nice.
So, do we want to recap? Would you like me to reread the piece of nice box text I had that led you to this wonderful situation?
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. Is that like a weepy Isaac right there?
It looks like a sad what's that animal with the claws and it's real slow? In the trees and it hangs upside down. A sloth. It looks like a sad sloth.
The cryy face.
Oh,
that's the Bible thump emote, apparently, according to Twitch.
Yeah, I don't understand their names for certain emotes.
Yeah, I'm not cool enough. That's the problem
I just thought it was the guy for the little Binding of Isaac character.
Yeah, I thought it was Binding of Isaac.
Because he's
What the
crying.
hell's Binding of Isaac?
Oh, really?
It's a
Weird
game. It's a game.
No, I'm too old.
It
Apparently.
took me a embarrassingly long time to figure out that you can just type the name of the emote instead of having to scroll through and find it.
But then you have to know the name of it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what all
that's
the
true.
kids do. All right. Suddenly, klaxons begin to sound on the Saint of Anger's bridge. Bad news, announces Cardin. Morwell probably ain't too happy about the stunt I pulled. Looks like he brought his whole damn smuggling ring to the party. Scanners reveal almost a dozen starships closing. In behind, all of them with their weapons armed. Hold on, kids, Cardin shouts as they take evasive maneuvers to avoid incoming fire. The Saint of Anger shudders as a particle beam scores its hull. They steer the vessel towards the nearby dust cloud, yelling, "We'll lose them in there!" As the ship slips into the dust cloud, Cardin sighs in relief, but then lets out a pained groan and holds their wounded leg. While we wait out the diamond Tashtaris, I need to patch myself up real quick, they say as they make their way towards the rear of the ship. Through a viewport, a flash of electricity illuminates the mystical river between in the distance. A few moments later, the Saint of Anger shakes. It's been hit. An alert on the ship's computer reveals the truth. The ship's escape pod has launched. A voice comes through the ship's comm. "Sorry, kids," says Cardin. "I can't let the Diamond Tashtaris catch me. But relax, they'll probably go easier on you than they would on me. Good luck. You're on your own." Just as the message ends, the ship buckles again as a sheet of electricity from the dust cloud courses across the hull, taking out most of the systems. Auxiliary lights flicker on, but the Saint of Anger's engines aren't working. It's only a matter of time before Morwall and his Diamond Tashtaris arrive.
It's
no.
very optimistic that he thinks the people that we shot in the face with acid are going to go easy on us.
Actually, I think you turned the air around them to acid. That seems like what Colt was doing.
It was, yep.
Turn the air around that guy to acid. Let's see how he likes that. Fuck that guy
He didn't
and
like
all
it.
his friends.
But
Oh.
maybe they didn't mean it.
It was an accident.
Right, it was supposed to be a nice, friendly acid cuddle.
It was supposed to be a hug, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, what you doing?
Could I use my engineering to try to like fix this, get the ship running, or like is
Okay.
that out of
you can make me an
out
engineer.
of the scope?
You can make me an engineering check. 25. That's a nice check. 25 is a good check. Okay, you sit down and start to analyze the systems. It appears that auxiliary power is currently sustaining a number of non-navigation related systems at the moment. Communications, life support, and scanners. You can, if you wish, reroute power to the engines and navigation.
Do we want to do that? Do we want to run, or do we want to talk to him?
Run!
What
Yeah, I
are we
don't
rerouting power from? The shields?
The non-navigation systems, communications, life support, and
Oh, life
scanners.
support's important. Wait, we're in suits though, aren't we?
I
We
don't
are-
think we are.
Oh, yeah, I
We
don't.
were.
You have armor, which has limited oxygen inside of it.
I mean, we may need scanners, and I mean, what if they do? I don't know.
So your engineering skill and your nice roll tells you that you think if you rerouted power from those three systems, communications, life support, and scanners, you could actually get the engines going. But obviously without life support, you would have a minimum amount of oxygen left. And
Yeah.
you still can't power weapons because you don't have enough power. But it is an option.
How much oxygen will we have left? Like, how long are we talking?
Not long. You might have enough to get to Songbird Station, maybe, but you're not going to necessarily know that. Depends how much they really want to follow you and shoot you out the sky.
I don't like that idea.
Well, we don't have weapons that are working either, so...
I mean, right now you don't. I mean, you could always put life support there.
If we let them board us, we're definitely not going to play that gig.
Right?
Oh god, I forgot we were in a band.
Yeah. You're right. You're just like, we're adventuring! No, wait!
I did. I forgot.
Hey, wait, we're all bards. We can give
band.
each other bardic inspiration.
That's right, for those rolls.
Yeah, it's like, does anyone need any stamina points?
Let me just heal you a bit. Combat back rub you. Combat back rub. So, you're inside a dust cloud near the river between, and you currently could reroute power and all. You're not far from Songbird Station, but you're not far is relative when there's like half a dozen ships roaming around the outside of this dust cloud. What you gonna do?
I really want to suffocate in space.
That doesn't sound like a good way to go.
No.
I'm willing to die for Neon.
I'm beginning to question your commitment to the band, Nuya.
Yeah.
Funny.
I mean, there is no band if we all die. So
That's true.
I mean, record sales.
We're not famous enough yet for our music to live on in our
exactly.
I mean, maybe.
We have to get to the show first.
Then we can
To
die.
be that famous. Zach.
Then we can die.
Then we can die. Yeah, I don't know if I don't think I want to do that.
I think we're past the point of diplomatic approaches, so fight or flight.
Could we maybe send a distress call or something?
I mean, comms is working.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then we didn't do that wasn't our deal.
You only killed 2 guys in that
Hi,
place.
guys.
It was self-defense. I mean,
We're in the
believe-
ship that we've apparently stolen.
I believe you were on the aggressor's side.
Shh. But the aggressor is gone.
What are you saying on your communication?
We're gonna play a song.
Can we punch it?
Let me guess, yeah. We're being
Oops, we punched it. Help.
We're being punched.
We got
Yeah.
punched.
Help! We got punched.
I love your terrible song names are pretty terrible.
I love it. No, definitely. Yeah,
Fantastic.
help we got punched on loop just again and again. Help we
Just
got
play it
punched.
over.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you're putting out a call saying, help, we're in some dust cloud in the diaspora. You're sending some coordinates and,
Yeah.
please help
Yeah.
us.
Bye. There may
We're
or may
being
not be a
attacked
ship
by
trying to kill us.
Smugglers / kidnappers / who knows what these people do. Okay.
Yeah, we question, kind of retcon. We got back onto the ship with Lizard Boy, and we didn't at all ask him, dude, what the fuck?
No, apparently not. They basically decided instead they were going to go heal their leg and jumped out on you. So, you send out your communications. If somebody wants to make me a computers check or an engineering check, that would be super.
That would not be me.
I could do engineering.
Do it. 23.
23.
Okay, you send out the signal. You realize that it's being jammed.
Of course it is.
Like in Spaceballs?
Like in Spaceballs. That's exactly right. It's all the jams.
I mean, what can we do anything with computers to overcome a jamming signal?
I mean, you could try, but it's going to be incredibly difficult. It's probably coming from a multiple of those ships that are flying around this dust cloud.
We need a cloaking device.
Right? You should find a bird of prey and steal one. I mean, this is the traditional Star Trek place, right? You're floating around in a dust cloud hiding from the enemy.
Yeah.
Are we, though? Because they keep attacking us anyway.
Well, they know where you are. The dust cloud isn't huge. Like I say, you're inside a dust cloud near the river between, close-ish to Songbird Station. You could almost taste it.
So it's almost guaranteed that if we start trying to fly away to go to Songbird Station, they'll chase after us, right?
I mean, the chances are, unless you can find a way to get out of here with full power, for example, or in an unusual way that lets you sneak out.
They didn't happen to see the escape pod, did they?
I mean, you could check the scanners and see what's going on, but the dust cloud might block some of that.
Well, fuck.
I mean, the scanners are working.
Scanners!
Do we know what we would need to get full power online?
Yeah, more power. The ship is damaged, so you can reroute power, but you only have a finite amount of power right now. Seems like some of the cells that power the ship are damaged.
Can we? So we're still on the ship that we were previously on, right? The like our
correct.
ship is docked.
Right. Your ship is yes parked outside a diner on an asteroid.
We're on the Anger ship.
You are on the Saint of Anger, which seems like the perfect ship to arrive at a band gig on.
Yeah.
We're still docked with the station that we were previously on, correct? Or no?
No. You blasted away from there and hid in a dust cloud.
What is the dust from?
It's a cloud of dust that's just hanging out in the diaspora. You could scan it if you wanted with your scanner.
I think we should scan it.
DM said that a few times, so I'm thinking.
Let's see if there are any other ships around.
Scan vibe.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is there's some scanning going on. If you're scanning the dust cloud, somebody can make me a mysticism or physical science check.
What?
Oh crap! I suck at those.
Physical science.
Not everything. You can also help each other, remember, by rolling physical science.
There you go.
Oh, that's fine. That's
wow, a 32. Holy
you
shit.
win.
And if it's about acoustics, you get it 5 DC lower because you have a physical science and acoustic skill synergy. Wow, that's pretty great. Okay, Dwinite looks at the scanners and does some stuff with relation to the dust cloud. You realize the dust cloud has some electrical activity, creates some kind of semi-mystical invisible ribbons of energy that crisscross this space. You think you could use the communications dish to draw in some of this energy and grant you enough power in the engines to be able to actually escape from this place without having to reroute power from the other systems.
Ooh.
I know what we're going to do, guys. We're going to reconfigure the something array, pull in some electricity, and then leave this place.
Sounds good.
Cool. How do we do that? Wait, I feel like I should know because I'm an engineer.
You do. You kind of know how. Next thing. Apparently, chat likes your Joy Division T-shirt.
Oh, thanks. It's Surfer Blood doing a spin on the Joy Division T-shirt. But yes.
Surfer Blood's Joy Division T-shirt.
Yeah. It's got little waves instead of the audio. So, because they're
called
Surfer Blood. Yeah.
Cool.
The old indie band. I don't think they record much anymore. Anywho, not important.
I do
but
like.
Thank you.
I do like Joy Division. Okay.
Oh yes.
They're so cheery.
I don't know about that. They're great for a rainy day.
I feel like they should do music for. Well, they should use it for a Disney movie or so. That's what we should do. Should take Disney and put Joy Division over the top.
That just ended up being like a Tim Burton animation.
Yeah, that's true. That's right. Just the audio. Disney visuals, Joy Division audio.
I just had
like
a vision in my head of like Tim Burton's rendition of Bambi's mom dying.
It's a little bit of, I don't know, what, Love Will Tear Us Apart over the top, I suppose. Okay, so you think you can get some power in here, but that still leaves you with where do you go? If you make a run for Songbird Station, you're not 100% certain whether you can get there without being shot out of the sky.
Hold up, grab a beer real quick.
So we need to pilot really well to not get shot?
I mean, piloting would be a good skill that you might want to use. Who's your pilot?
Not me.
I know one of you is a pilot.
It may be our Fury.
I think it's either Fury or the Possum.
It's me. I'm sorry. I'm here.
You're the pilot. Oh, yeah, she's the pilot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Piloting?
I can pilot?
I can pilot. You can pilot.
Hey!
How much piloting you got?
Got a pilot.
Double pilot.
Wait. I just closed my character sheet. I'm sorry.
Hooray!
What do you need for, like, manning weapons?
It'd be ranged attack, so a good dexterity would help. For most things, it's going to be a standard ranged attack.
Okay. I mean, you guys could pilot, and somebody else can be on weapons to try and distract the ships.
My dexterity's terrible too. All I can do is punch shit.
I mean, you are a soldier.
My piloting is 8. What is yours, Fury?
Mine says 8.
Oh, okay, cool. Then you
so
do it.
I'll do it. Okay. Piloting.
Oh, we're piloting. Are we going to make a break for it?
Yeah. So
okay. What's the plan? Are you just going to blast into space? Are you going to try and use the kind of the asteroids and the river between to kind of hide?
Yeah.
Well, he left on a little pod, right?
He did.
Yeah.
He blasted out of there.
So why don't we try and blast away, and then we leave out this communication, and I could roll my diplomacy. We're just like, hey man, the drone you seek went that way.
That's funny. Follow that pod.
Yeah.
All right. So, with Dwinite on the scanners, he realizes that the ships are closing in on the cloud, and it looks like they're going to enter it. He's reconfiguring the communication dish to draw in energy, and as you do, the ship judders and lurches. Nuya just manages to reroute the massive surge of power into the engines, and the ship jumps forward and out of the cloud. So we'll take some piloting of a 16. You blast out of the cloud much faster than we would normally expect it to go.
Hell yeah.
Just as the ships around you close in on the cloud, you realize the reason your engines are dead is because the cloud was affecting them as they go dead in space as you burst out of the other side. You do a little loop around the river between. You see that there's a massive diaspora worm swimming in the river as it just was close by.
Can we pet it?
Oh no, it's gigantic.
I don't think we want to pet it.
So there's multiple solutions for getting out of there, and one of them is to realize there's a worm in there and shoot it with your analog grappling hook and be pulled out.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Which is pretty great. I mean, but, or you could just fly into the river between and be swept along, but you managed to get out in a different way. You blast along and head towards Songbird Station. You know where it is. Pretty shortly after their engines go dead and you've blasted through space for a while, you actually get back your communications. So nobody is holding their breath and everybody can talk and the systems seem fine. The ship's a little bit damaged from its time in the cloud and being shot by the Diamond Tashtaris, but you actually do head towards Songbird Station. No,
I think since like the guy abandoned it with us, this is just our spaceship now, you guys.
Right, you just got a spaceship.
Fair to me.
Cool.
You begin picking up transmissions from Songbird Station. It seems as you are arriving, it seems like the first acts of the festival have started hitting the stage.
All right.
So, Songbird Station is a sprawling temple complex. It is a piece of beauty crafted from a material that resembles shining opalescent marble, floating in the in amongst the rocks of the diaspora. Streamers of rainbow-colored energy wave magically above the structure, shining through the darkness of the surrounding void. Thousands of attendees are here for the festival, so the space surrounding the asteroid is packed with all kinds of ships from all kinds of places.
It sounds so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently the chaos is somewhat organized, and everyone is quite polite as they begin listening to the music, but everyone is trying to land. The chatter across the bands with the tower, I suppose, the docking people, is intense. People are trying to get in to get landing permissions.
Yeah, I guess we need to send out a notice to the organizers that we've arrived. We're here to punch it.
Okay, so you're sending out a transmission saying you're a band and you need to dock.
Yes,
Yeah.
Neon
we
is
need
ready
to
to punch.
Okay, so you are hello. Yes, you can dock. You are allowed to touch down at one of the pads almost immediately once they realize you're actually one of the bands.
Yeah.
You land on a relatively flat space outside the station and head inside. You can hear the chatter of festival goers, feel the impending excitement. It's going to be a big festival. You are close to performing. You arrive in the temple. The android stage manager holds up a hand. Hey, there's already a band ready to go. I can't let you go up on the stage. She looks at her data pad. Oh, I see. You're Neon and Noqual. Well, here's the thing, Neon and Noqual.
Uh-oh.
You weren't here for the sound check.
No.
And Snowball Renaissance was. Rather than slow down the show, I expanded their slot. I honestly don't care which of the two of you go out there next, so sort it out between yourselves. She motions over to the band waiting at the stage steps. That's them. But do figure it out quickly. One, and I mean only one, of you needs to go on in 5 minutes.
Oh my god, we have to take their whole slot? They can't play at all?
Well, no, they've extended the slot backwards into your slot.
We can poison them.
Right!
We can just pretend to be one of the stage managers and be like, oh yeah, there's something came up and we can't have you perform.
We're just gonna lie.
During your extended slot.
All you need is a notepad and looking official, some headphones.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Who can do like disguisiness? And...
that would require a bluff check if that's something you're trying to do.
I've got 11 bluff.
I mean,
I'm full of charisma.
You're also the face of the band, though.
Yeah.
They might recognize you.
Stick on mustache.
Put on some sunglasses and a hat.
I mean, a hat to cover her antenna.
But then the hat just pops up because when I try and
it's
talk to
floating
y'all.
above your head.
Yeah.
That's funny. So, you recognize Snowfall Renaissance as a hydrocore band based out of Triaxis.
Big whoop.
They are Riforian musicians specializing in instruments contained in hydro fields to give their music an underwater sound.
Ooh, cool.
The band is particularly large Bruneri and Maul and War fan base because they're underwater races. And in addition to the Shiren contingent, who are insect people, as their music has a unique depth notable to creatures that can sense vibrations.
Cool.
So they'd still get to play, they just can't play extra, right?
Right, they're taking your slot and their slot if you don't deal with it.
Well, that doesn't seem very fair.
So
they've been told. And I mean, why wouldn't they? Because the more attention they can get on stage, the bigger the chance they'll get some kind of big music deal out of this.
Yeah.
Should we ask them?
Yeah, I think we should all go together.
Should we? I mean, okay. So what if with my fabricating of like magic hacks, am I able to fabricate a data pad with information on it?
Anyway, you could write things on a datapad. Or are you talking about a spell?
No, yeah, I'm talking about casting a spell that basically allows me to fabricate an official-looking datapad.
What's the spell?
Magic hacks.
That sounds exciting.
Science magic.
I like how there's such general spells. Magic hack, 2nd level. As a reaction, you take... What? You learn the first magic hack at 2nd level.
No, hold on. It's
no,
magic hacks fabricate tech.
Oh, I see. Yes. Fabricate tech. So it's actually it's a feature of your character. You kind of are allowed to hack magically. What can you create with fabricate tech? It's more to charges as ammunition use. That's not a description of what it does. Fabricate tech. There it is. As a full action, you can expend an unused spell slot to temporarily construct a piece of technological gear from raw magic. You can create a single technological item with a level equal or less than the level of your expanded slot times 3 to a maximum of your caster level, so 4. The item appears in your hands or in an adjacent square. You can use fuse spells with this hack. Size of the item can't be more than 10 bulk. It'd be a gigantic datapad. Treat this as the spell of the level. For example, 4th level could expend 1 spell slot to fabricate an item up to 3rd level, or you could expend a 2nd level spell slot to fabricate an item up to 4. The item persists for a number of minutes equal to your Technomancer level. At the end of this duration, the item disappears. You cannot create armor, weapons, magic items, or items with limited uses or charges, such as batteries, drugs, or fuel. But yes, I suspect you could create a datapad.
And it only lasts for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. That
So
should be long enough.
Yeah, what can we put on this datapad that would have them go away?
Yeah, datapad is a level 2 item, so you can absolutely create one.
What if we put on there data and like a story around like shorter sets equal like more probability of gaining like a music contract?
What if we put on there that their ship is being impounded?
That's pretty good.
That is pretty funny.
They're double parked. They gotta
double parked.
I'm willing to try it. If you want to create the pad, I can do the bluff roll with my 11 bluffies.
I like that.
I create the pad.
It appears, and it's filled with data about how their ship is about to be impounded.
And it looks super official, like it's from the station security or the.
Oh yeah,
the
it's absolutely legit looking. That's absolutely fine.
Do we need like to disguise you in any way? Like, is there a badge or anything that you need? It doesn't say like musician.
I mean, they may recognize you, so you could just be like the guy outside who they wouldn't let backstage gave me this would be a better path, perhaps.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Go for it. How are you approaching that?
Let's go and approach.
So you know that the lead singer's name is Remia.
Nice. I approach Remia.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Remia, it's been a long time. I really love the music that you've been doing.
Hey Zhane, how's it going?
It's going pretty well. Look, I just got a tip from a guy outside who gave me this pad to give to y'all. He couldn't get back here, but it looks like your ship's being impounded.
He takes the pad off you. You can give me a bluff check. If anyone can aid, now would be the time.
How do we aid?
You roll bluff, and if you get 10 or more, you add 2 to the roll.
I have a 5. So we're at +5.
I have a 0 in bluff, so I don't know if.
That's
1. I can try, but
I got a 5.
I mean, you don't really lose in it. Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
you do the bluffing there, apparently. Okay, that's +2 on the. That's +2 for a 17. Is the soldier gonna have a shot? $12. That's good. That's another +2. You only need a 10. You only need a 10 to aid other.
Sweet.
So between like the pep talks and the general, like you're in the background looking like shocked and confused, And the fact that the spell actually did work, this is I will reduce the DC of this check. That he just looks really shocked and he's like, guys, let's let them go on. Our ship's
we'll
being
go
impounded.
first. We'll just do our normal set, and then you guys can come in and finish up the original bit.
Thanks, Zhane! As he dashes out the door.
And we didn't even have to poison anybody.
There were like 20 different ways to deal with this situation, including fighting them.
Oh, that would have been fun, like a Scott
backstage.
Pilgrim.
So we'll just buy them a beer afterwards, right?
It looks like it, but yes.
It'll be a good laugh.
That's pretty funny. Can I show you the picture of the... Yeah, I can't show you. They've got like water all around them. This is pretty funny.
Cool.
All right, you are on the stage. You get up there. You get your instruments ready. You are about to begin the potentially life-changing set of your life. I hope you know what song you're playing.
He's laying on my mouse and my keyboard.
Mom, I caught a mouse.
Good work there, Pig. You do your job. Pig's doing his job. Pig just like
got a brown lump of Rosie back there. That's it.
I have the door closed, so the creatures are not here, which is absolutely fine by me. For a minute, because I've been at home, so I've had Tyrael supervising me all day. He just sits on the couch across from my computer and just occasionally stares at me to check I'm still working.
Don't stop.
Don't stop. Keep typing. Need more treat money. Okay. So the curtains open on an enormous audience. Literally, this whole place goes up as far as you can see into the heights of the temple. You can see ships orbiting around. There are cameras and drones and all kinds of things that zoom in and get in position as the curtains open. It's pretty intimidating. This is probably by far the biggest gig you've ever played.
We're going to kill it, you guys.
Okay, so what we need to do is a solid opening song. What are we playing?
Can I punch it? Obviously.
Really? We're going to go with the old classic?
Yeah.
We could also
what everyone wants to hear.
We could also do we flew through a dust cloud to get here. Or like killed some people to get here.
That smells like you're ad-libbing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Can I punch it is good.
Okay, you can each make me a profession musician check to play a good, solid, opening, attention-grabbing track. Oh, wow. Was that a 37 from Zhane and a 29?
Hell yeah.
Wow. So Zhane and Dwinite support the first song. The drums and the bass are not really finding their feet, but the keyboards...
We lost Bree.
We lost her.
Oh, she did roll, though.
No, she didn't. That was the bluff above.
Oh, that was a bluff check. Oh,
yeah.
I love how it freezes her on a nice smile.
Aww.
I hope she didn't lose power again.
I know. I'm like, oh no, poor Bree.
I know that would
BRB, my internet DC'd.
DC'd.
Interminets.
Internet. It's got to be harder to type that than just internet. That was quick too. She types pretty quick. I'm gonna say not as fast as Whitney, who plays on in my Friday game. She types like ridiculously fast.
Oh, you should hear Colt.
Is he super fast?
Oh, I've never seen anything like it.
Does he have a keyboard that's really loud and you can just hear it all the way upstais, like across the house?
It's not so bad, but if you're next to him, it's just it's like
a machine gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was ridiculous. She blames Mavis Beacon for her amazing skills.
Aww.
What's Mavis Beacon?
Mavis Beacon teaches typing? You never did that?
No.
It's like a game, like a computer game.
Oh, that's cool.
Now kids learn with Typing of the Dead, where zombies walk towards you and you have to type the words on them to kill them.
That's cool.
That's cute.
Yeah, kids get Mavis was serious. She taught you how to put your fingers and everything.
Yeah, you had to like feel the little bumps and keep your fingers in the middle and like.
That's right. The correct fingers for the correct keys and all of that business.
Aw, I skipped all that. I just did web design in high school.
So. Yeah, I don't do that. I just know what the letters are.
Got 2 fingers I can type.
I had a boss who did that.
Oh no.
I mean, I gotta say, there's a good 25% of my faculty type like that. It's embarrassing in my mind, considering dentistry is such a tactile field.
Yeah, you've got to be good with, you know,
You
dexterous little
would
feet
think
hands.
you'd be able to type, but apparently.
Sad.
Okay, let's roll Forbury, shall we? While she's getting back, I can do that. Where is she?
Okay.
Sendari, blah blah blah. I can open her character and do a quick roll. Or can I? Oh, yes, I can. Oh,
she's back.
Oh, maybe I don't need to. I hear something in the distance.
Hello.
Here, Bree.
Oh, hello. There you are.
We thought your lights went out again.
No, my power is fine, but my internet just pooped out for some reason. But
Okay, roll
getting
us
all
a,
reloaded.
roll us a when you can roll us a professional musician check.
I will. Come on, roll 20.
Yeah, roll 20s. One, you know, it should just be like stall 20. They're just like
a puppy.
He said,
she's licking her butt.
profession musician.
Did not see what I rolled.
You rolled a 17. That's good. Okay, so the drums are good. The bass, yet again, is lacking on this first song.
Oh no!
But the amazing performances by keyboardist and lead singer just it gets the crowd really going, like really seriously thumping.
Do we sing about punching people?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely. It's the Can I Punch It theme. It's great.
Oh, right. That everybody's taken notice. You notice some of the drones coming in for some close shots of particularly the keyboards and lead singer. Oh.
Nice.
Are you gonna try anything crazy? Are you gonna ramp it up a bit? As you roll into the second song, now you've kind of broken the ice. I don't know, is there any stage antics you might want to partake of?
Can we bring some pyrotechnics into this?
Can poison the crowd.
I think doesn't Dwinite have the spell pyrotechnics?
Do I? Maybe.
I don't know whether you did. I don't know whether it's even
something dazzling looking.
I don't even know whether it's a spell in Pathfinder.
I have days. I don't see pyrotechnics.
That's a single. What's the? You have what's the? Is it like a utility spell or whatever the hell it's called?
A cantrip?
Yeah. What is it?
I have daze, detect magic, energy ray, token spell.
Token spell. It's the same as prestidigitation.
Okay.
So
it's got a lot of fighting spells.
I can create magical effects.
Like minor lights and that kind of stuff. You can make things cool, change things colors.
You can create like neon fireworks.
Can you make it so that I can play bass?
Lights. Yeah. Right? Make it so you can play bass. I don't know, that's pretty tough. I don't think anyone can help you at this point.
You know.
She used to play the clarinet before she joined our band.
Yeah.
Clarinet.
Yep.
I can make you climb like a spider.
Ooh.
So anyone, something you could use, if anyone has computers, you could use computers to hook into the holographic system of the stage and begin like generating holographic visuals as you kind of roll forward.
I have a 4.
A 4?
Like a +4 in computers.
Anybody else have it?
Got 2.
Wow.
I got a -1.
Oh yeah.
There you go. He's fine. He's got it.
23. Oh yeah, you're the tech. You're the Technomancer. That's what you're good at. Okay, you kind of start with some magical lights, and then you kind of hook into the system, and holograms start to appear around you of like people punching each other as you continue to roll into the next song, which is going to be.
We punched
it.
it.
Punch.
We punched it.
It's so great because I love the theme. All
the band punches back.
Punch it to a pulp.
That's funny.
I don't remember what our songs last week were.
We did 3 only, and the second one was like we punched it, and it was.
Should we punch it? Can we punch it?
Let's play Punchable Lunchables.
Punchable Lunchables.
Yeah,
that's good. I like it.
I like it. Good.
Yeah, we
Okay.
play Punchable Lunchables
Oh,
next.
do a little hologram of Kevin.
Okay, giant frog there punching people in the background.
Yeah.
How about some athletics or acrobatics on the stage? Some like backflips and exciting dance moves.
I could do some athletics,
I have some athletics, but I'm the
dance
drummer.
moves.
I
I have a
cannot
-1 athletics. I'm afraid I might break something.
Yeah,
I
you're
have +7.
let's concentrate on the holograms from your side. You have a plus what?
7.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So 17.
So I have
You
Next
start to
to
kind of
athletics.
gyrate and play the bass, and people seem to like it.
next
They
to
like
athletics.
something I do.
I have a little shield icon, and then I have 10 with an arrow pointing down equals 4.
It means your armor is reducing your athletic ability.
Oh, I should start stripping down my armor on stage.
I mean, are you
That'll get
wearing your full armor? I guess you didn't really have time to get changed, so
We are
It just
wearing
makes
it.
us look cool.
yeah.
right, you're in armor on stage.
Screw it, I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be risky. Oh,
Oh, a 22 in armor. That's nice. You literally like backflip onto one hand while playing the drums with your other 3. And because they're anti-grav drums, they flip as well. So you just get there's like a massive cheer from the audience.
I'd watch
Very
this show.
cool.
Solely drawing them in. Okay, you bring Punchable Lunchables to a close, and it's time for your finale song. What are we doing for a finale, and are we adding any pizzazz to it?
Gotta add
All the pizzazz.
to the finale.
That's doing pretty well, actually. This is a balance between success and failure, and there aren't many failures here.
Ooh, I don't know.
This
What's
is
our third
probably the
track,
most
guys?
important song at this point.
Oh, shit.
Punch Drunk, the ballad.
Oh, a
Ooh,
ballad,
Punch
Punch Drunk. I like that. Okay, it's a tearful ballad. Everyone can make me professional musician checks
Oh, God,
Alright.
here we go.
to close out with a...
25.
Oh, wow.
Better.
Oh, 25 from Sam as well.
This is a drum and bass heavy ballad.
Apparently, yeah. It's all like
Dwinite and I are tired.
drum and bass solos. Is that a 19 and a 20?
Yeah, well, we carried the first half of the show.
That's
So
not terrible though. It's still pretty good. You kind of it's solid from lead singer and from keyboards, but again, it's held out by percussion and bass. They just like steal the show. And as you look out into the audience, you see a number of kind of laser lighters swaying as
Yes.
out. You hear
I
the
didn't
sounds
actually
of...
mean to roll that athletics check, but since it's good, I'm gonna cash it in.
That's nice. You kind of okay. So when the song's finished, you literally jump in the air and do a proper backflip in the lower gravity and just land with all 4 of your arms out on like somebody's back. Or
In the split.
maybe you stage dive.
Ooh, does the drummer
Stage
stage dive? I feel like that's kind of important for me to be in.
Wow!
Start beating little drum cadences on people's heads.
It's anti-grav drums. They follow your hands. So you're still drumming while you're the crowd surfing all the way to the back.
With one hand, I'll wave at everybody
The
else.
crowd goes crazy wild. You guys did really good, actually. It's like count the number of positives and the number of negatives. The crowd is you see the solemn faces of Snowfall Renaissance offside. They realized that nothing was being towed and that you kind of calmed them, but you actually did an amazing job. You see their lead singer kind of give you a thumbs up. And the rest of them. So they're sad, but also happy that you did a good job. Now they're sad they've got to follow you onto the stage. After crowd surfs you back to the front and lets you go off, there's a call for more songs, but you're hustled off by the android who is doing this with his watch after your crowd surfing antics. You appear to have won the crowd over, and you did pretty great. You achieved more successes. I like this. If you achieved few successes but less than half, the crowd applauds politely. If you fail all of your checks, the crowd boos you off the stage.
Oh.
No, they loved you. A scout, a gentleman with 4 arms looking like Sem, meets you backstage. Hey, you guys are amazing. He holds out 2 hands to shake 2 of your hands at once.
Nice.
I'm from Azure Note, and I think we'd quite like to sign you.
Well, we'd love to discuss those details. That'd be great.
Okay, here you go. Here's the contract. Standard signing bonus of 2,500 credits. However, because your show was particularly amazing, I'll give you a signing bonus of 5,000 credits off the bat.
Oh,
Shit.
that's a lot. Is anyone
Probably
here a
read the
lawyer?
contract.
Yeah.
Does anyone here have a law degree?
No.
No?
I mean,
Well,
we'll
my
have to have
parents
our
wanted me to
AP.
be a lawyer, but
Really?
no. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, yeah. Doctor, lawyer, or a politician.
And now you're a bassist.
Yeah.
You may be the most successful Stardock rock
Well, no,
band.
they don't know that I'm a bassist.
Oh, they do now.
They think
will
you're
now.
a lawyer, Dr. Politician.
Stardock rock band this side of the
Surprise!
diaspora.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Right.
Surprise!
Hey, Mom! So you can take the contract and you can review it before you sign it, but the offer is on the table. You get to spend the rest of the event watching some particularly fantastic bands, notable performances from people like Bhavani and the Jumbles, Handlow Muggins, the Metropolitan Silence, and Veiled Love are particularly heart-wrenching. Several of those band members congratulate you on your excellent performance. There's even a surprise encore by guest stars of Strawberry Machine Cake, but they were long thought dead, but somehow managed to be resurrected for this show.
Awesome.
Hologram.
I love Strawberry Machine Milkshake.
Oh, Strawberry Machine Cake.
Oh, yeah, them.
That's a different band.
Yeah.
It's okay. They refer to
there's
us
a lot
as
of
Neon
bands
and
in this.
NyQuil.
There's a lot of bands in this universe, right?
Sounds like random name generator.
It is. It's just like a list. I like Bhavani and the Jumbles. That's a great name. After the festival has wound down and you've partied real hard for an entire 5-day period, you've signed up so many people onto your website that you've no idea what to do with them. You eventually hitch a ride back with another band, Tarnished Battle Mechs, to pick up your busted old space junker from
Wait.
Buzzy's Diner.
Don't we
What
have
about
our
the
own?
Saint of Anger?
Oh, you're going to take the Saint of Anger?
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Why not?
you take the Saint of Anger back.
We probably
taking
should
the risk.
rename it so that
Taking
nobody
the
comes
risk
looking.
that somebody's going to notice it and try and shoot it out of the sky.
Well, we rename it the Saint of Punching.
So
We're gonna paint it, rename it. Yeah,
you're going to paint
totally
it pink
different.
and blue.
Yeah.
All right.
Neon.
So you spend a bit of money of your advance and you paint the ship before flying back. Maybe do a little bit of transponder changes, so rename it officially. You fly it back to pick up Mama's Little Helper from Buzzy's Diner. Spend a little bit of money. You wait there. By the time you get there, the maintenance ship has arrived and replaced the part. You just owe Buzz a little for the repair. And you are invigorated. Feel like this is actually a good career choice and not some shitty thing you were doing because you didn't want a real job.
I always believed.
You hope that you have brain filled with more ideas for songs about punching people and exploding people in space.
Frogs.
Frogs of all kinds, and you talk.
When we get back to cheese pizza lunchable time, we definitely need to have a little inner monologue from Kevin where he's like, I had the coolest dream. I had a suit of armor and I was in space.
I was in space, man. It was great.
Did we complete this adventure? Is this
did.
it? Oh, hey!
You actually completed. I told you it was super. So there was a potential for a second fight depending on how you dealt with that band. So that could have been you beating the crap out of them backstage and then hiding the bodies and taking your show. But
I mean, that would have been hilarious.
it would. It was one of the options, but no, you decided to just bluff them with a magically created which was also a viable option. There, congratulations.
Well, that's great. I got to wake up early in the morning.
Hold on, 54 minutes. Congratulations.
Woo!
You did super great. What did you think of Starfinder and your little...
I like it.
I loved it, yeah. I think we should do another one-off at some point.
Starfinder, there's a bunch of Starfinder one-offs they've done for cons, but I quite like Starfinder. There's tons of like race options. And so Pathfinder, the second version, is based on Starfinder's rules. So when you generate a character, you kind of pick a race and a class, and they all give you skills and stuff. So you kind of pick up. There's a lot more options as well than D&D, I think. So, the mechanic can have like a drone or a brain implant that's a computer. You can fly it. The spaceship combat is complicated, which is why they left it out of this.
I thought that's what we were getting into. I'm like, oh, here we go. Spaceship combat.
So do we get like the epilogue of the people that were shooting our ship? Like whatever happened with them? So now that the game's over.
The worm ate them.
Their engines crapped out. Actually, if you'd used the grappling hook to pull yourself out with the worm, you could potentially have used it to slingshot yourself out, and then your engines kind of start once you're out of the cloud. And then the worm gets angry and attacks them in the cloud. But
can we go back and do that?
Right? It's like June, right, with the gigantic worm. That is pretty fun. Cheese pizza punchables.
Yeah.
Nice work. So that was a very short second set of this, which means it's going to be even quicker to edit, which makes me super happy. So I'll get the second one of this out pretty fast, so then they'll have a full adventure from you guys.
That's great.
We finished something, you guys.
All right, if Erin has to get up earlier, have you got a job, like a real one?
I do have a real one, yeah, but it's not starting until June 28th. I'm just going home and visiting my dad in West Texas. So
that's still pretty exciting.
Yeah, but yeah, I landed a pretty sweet gig, so I'm excited about
that's
that.
Nice. Yay. All right. Everybody over here, if you've liked this, visit us on the website, watch us play our regular Ravenloft game and potentially some future Starfinder, because apparently they liked it. See us at rpgmp3.com. Visit us on the Discord, where I'm trying to get a game of Mornington Crescent going. If you guys would like to play, please feel free. They're still onboarding new players. It's just down in the chat a little ways. Visit us at the Patreon, the Twitter, the Facebook, and all of those other places. And we will see you anon. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye.